Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Mark Sanchez's first 2 years with the Jets versus Sam Darnold's first 2 years with the Jets. But before we get started, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or call in, leave me your questions, and I'll try to get to them on the show. So Mark Sanchez's first 2 years were in 2009 and 2010. In both those seasons, the New York Jets had a winning record and went to the playoffs and the AFC title game. While in Sam Darnold's first 2 years, things have went rather different. The Jets have not made the playoffs in either of those 2 years. They went 4-12 and 7-9. So in that aspect, yes, things definitely look different. But let's look at the stats and see which of the two has been better. It feels like Sam Darnold's been the better of the two, but I wanted to take a look and see just how different they have been. So if you look at games played, Mark Sanchez started 31 games in his first 2 years, and Sam Darnold started 26. Darnold obviously missed 3 games in each of his first 2 years, so that has to be taken into account. And when you look at the record, Sanchez's record as a starter was 19-12 versus Darnold at 11-15. The completion percentage definitely leans towards Sam Darnold's favor. Over his first 2 years, he has a 59.9 completion percentage versus Mark Sanchez's 54.3. Passing touchdowns, Darnold has more at 36 compared to Sanchez's 29. In 5 less games, Darnold has also thrown for more yards, 5,889 versus 5,735. The yards per game is also in favor of Sam Darnold at 226.5 versus Sanchez's 185. 33 ints for Mark Sanchez versus 28 for Sam Darnold. This is definitely an area in which you'd like to see Sam Darnold improve in, but he has been better so far than Mark Sanchez is in his first 2 years in that category. YPA is pretty similar. Sanchez at 6.6, Darnold at 6.9. You'd like to see that number get over 7 for Sam Darnold in year 3. Passer rating, Darnold's been significantly better at 81.1 versus 69.2. I wanted to do what their numbers looked like over 16 games. So touchdowns per 16 games for Sanchez is 15 versus Darnold's 22. Interceptions for 16 is also even at 17. So neither of the two have had much of a difference there. Both too turnover prone in interception form in their first 2 years. We'll see how Darnold is able to compare to Sanchez down the line. Sanchez was never really able to get out of that turnover funk. We'll see if Darnold is going to be able to do it. Yards per 16, just under 3,000 for Mark Sanchez, 2,960 versus Sam Darnold at 3,624. And if you want to look at PFF grade, Darnold was better at 64 average over the 2 years versus Mark Sanchez at 59.7. Yes, obviously the Mark Sanchez-led teams were better all around and went further in the playoffs, but it really makes you wonder what Darnold's numbers would look like if he was on teams with that talent level. I mean, let's think about it. They had one of the best offensive lines in the league. Mark Sanchez was able to utilize the run game really well and didn't have to do all that much throwing the football, where the New York Jets have relied much more on Sam Darnold in his first 2 years. So it's very difficult to compare, but when you look at it, you got to throw the record out the window because that's more of a team stat. And it looks like Sam Darnold has been the better quarterback through the first 2 years. I don't think that's really much of a surprise. It looked that way in the eye test, but when you look at the numbers, they back up that claim. Let me know what you think down below in the comments or get at me on social media. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. Please make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you guys next time.